Okay, it's hunt number 4. Think how many more we're gonna do. Um, hit or miss. We're gonna keep going at it and see what we come up with. I got my trusty opener, and we got these wrappings opened up. Okay, got the paper out of the way. And do a quick look. What do we got? Oh wait, somebody snuck a dime in there. What are you doing in there? We'll check you out. Yeah, stranger things happen. Yeah, that's what we look for. Be nice if it was a barber dime. Oh, yeah, yeah. And there's a wheat penny. All right, maybe we'll have a little bit of fun with this hunt. Let's jump down to the microscope view, and I'll put you guys in a microscope view too. How selfish of me. All right, make sure you got this centered. Where is it? Got this in right here. Oh, that's the wheat penny. Put that. Oh, at 39. Let's go. Make sure we're looking good, centered here. Oh yeah. All right, we'll get right to it. 39. It looks like worn his shoes, maybe grease, but you know, it's an old penny. It's nice seeing them. But it's 30s vintage wheat. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's get that dime out of here. Where's that dime? There it is. What do we got? 22. It's fairly new. It's got smudge on it. Uh, Off centered. Nothing really special going on. Yeah. Alright. Off to the bank. 22. Ooh. Off to the bank. 60D. Large date. With these you want to look for the RPMs, which is repunched mint mark. This one, a little shadowing on it, but it's not, it's not gonna do anything really to the value. That's debatable. You could see that's a little bit of a shadowing on that D. I'm not gonna pull straws over it. I'm gonna put it in the copper pile. Someone else worry about it, right? 97. Nothing. Let's keep going. 22. What's he got on his ear? Alright. 93. Nothing there. 22. Nothing there. 06. Nothing there. 15. Nothing there. 2020. there. 15. Scratch. There. 22. There. 77. Copper. 2,000. Close AM. No good. 95. That's a strong lateral. Not too strong. Let's say it's a striated woody, but let's just check. No. Some people collect these. I don't find interest in them really, but I hate to send it back to the bank. Oh, this is one of those, what should I do with it? It just has a nice graining to it overall. I do the building, everything. I'm gonna put it in with the copper. Let someone else worry about it. Yeah, I could look at it all day. So people do collect them, so how many you want? That was a nice one because it was an even grain right across. It was better than average. 82. Alright, let's see. And that's copper. 69. No floater. I think there's 69 Denvers were the better floaters. Oh, the only floaters? I don't know. I've seen a 69 Philly floater. Not that I recall. 22. Check that one again. Alright. 14. Look at the size of that V, huh? People laugh at you, say, oh, it's an extra V. That's definitely a V there. But it's a 2014. Not supposed to be there. I mean, it's definitely if you look at it, it's a V, right? But it's not like a V from the VDB V. It's more of a cross hatching. Interesting. What do you do with a coin like this? It's also got like a encapsulated cud above the shield. I honestly, you might get laughed at for trying to list this. Look at it disappear. It's a unicorn. See? That's what happens. So I don't look at it too hard. Back to the bank. That's how you end that. It didn't cost me more than a penny to do that. So back to the bank. I found a really nice 24 extra V. I mean, it clearly was extra V. And I got harassed for saying it was an extra V, and it was actually like a 23 extra V, clear as day. And they're saying, no, it's got to be a 23. I was like, yeah, but that's a V. That's not an extra V. It's got to be a 20. I gave up. I mean, they're brutal. I mean, you know what? I see a 24 extra V. I'm just not gonna do anything. Actually, I think I sold that one on eBay. Thinking of it, yeah, I did. I didn't get much, but it was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, it was really cool. Uh, yeah, you got these coin chat groups. I mean, they're brutal. One was on, I think, Facebook, and one guy was like, he was stalking me because I made a claim, make sure you call that error correct. That's not a die crack, that's a chip. I mean, on and on. The guy was a moron. I mean, you know what? It's not the coin. I point out stuff that is not supposed to be there. It's not normal. And you call it a die chip. Oh yeah, it was about a cud issue. With the Jefferson nickels with the beehive cud. It's a very common variety. Not common, but some of the beehive cuds get really big, and they're kind of really nice to look at. So my thing was, he's saying no, cuds only come on edges of coins along the collar. I said, yeah, I get it, but with modern day clad coins, and what have you, cuds can pop up anywhere. Technically, it's the material from underneath with a die crack, and material squirts out, during the press. That's really a cud when you think about it. It doesn't have to be on the rim. Oh, no, it's got to be on the rim. I said, well, what are you calling it? He goes, oh, it's a die crack. I said, yeah, but it's not a crack. There's stuff coming out. There's coin coming through. No, but it's not a cud. I said, what do you call it? So I came up with my own term. I call it an encapsulated cud. Because it wasn't along the rim. It wasn't along the collar. These, especially older coins. You see, solid silver coins with a cud. Because, it's not going to come from the middle unless there's a serious die crack or something. But, some would just say, cuds only come along the rims. All right, what do you call the thing that causes a cud on the interior side of a coin? Away from the edge. What do you call that? No answer. Crickets. So, I looked into it, so, other people have called them cuds as well. And the popular one was the beehive cud on the Jefferson nickel on the back of on the reverse side, on the side of the building. And some can get pretty dramatic. And I've actually sold a few on eBay, calling it the beehive cud. Nobody argued with me, except this idiot that thought he was right. I mean, it could be right. I don't care. It's just like, well, I'm not gonna call it sludge. Coin sludge. What is it? Protruded material from a die crack. That's what it is. And by definition, it's a cud, right? No. This guy was a coin aficionado, and he's quoting these professionals, saying what a cud is, and yeah, I get it, I understand it, but what do you call it? Crickets. No one can call it. They say it's a die crack. Yeah, well, it's beyond a die crack. And they shut up, and it's like, it drives me crazy. So you can call it a Hoosier Maganis. I don't care. Your terms are off, but it's clearly an error or a variety. You call whatever you want, in my opinion. And who's the first person to call something? Die chip, die crack. Die clash. Maybe the die stomp. There you go. There's a clash. It's a stomp. I'm not gonna call it a die stomp. That's crazy. But you know what I'm saying. These professional numismatics, numismatists. These professionals. Something's very fine or very good, or extra fine. I mean, it's crazy. I don't even know what I'm doing. 89 Denver. Yeah. So I just look at it. It's not. It's supposed to be there. Let someone else try to figure out what to call it. Let it call it what I think it is, and if I'm wrong, yeah, oh well. A lot of these people just have these big egos. There's nothing better to do than try to be the aficionado. Oh no. Yeah, that was a 23 extra V. That one he beat me up over too. I said, oh, it's a 24. No, it's not an extra V. I said, it's right where it's supposed to be. What are you talking about? Well, it's not an extra V. It's got to be a 23. Well, guess what? This one's a 24. That's how that ended. Oh yeah, and I'm the one that gets banned from the group because I'm being tough on one of the aficionados just by questioning. Let me question you. Oh, you can't question him. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. 82. I was probably collecting coins before he was even thought about being born. This should be fun, not a challenge. Try to, worry about being corrected everywhere you go. It's crazy. 21. I'm not focusing. 1980. Look at that letter. Yeah. 91 Denver. Yeah, there was a number of things he went after me on. It's really trivial stuff. Yeah, one was struck through grease. Like this coin here. Clearly, it's got a worn die. Clearly, right? But if you look, say, well, worn die's half the problem, dude. It's like a little too much grease on that die. So I think it's a combination of a worn die with a little happy greaser. Right? So you can't call it struck through grease. You can't. How can you call it a worn die when you got like that 2017 brightest day and everything? It could have been a weak strike. It could have been I would suspect more so it struck through grease. Though it doesn't have the traditional heavy bumping going on. But he argues on stuff like that. And this coin clearly, it's a 17 Philly. I don't give it much value because the date and everything, but it doesn't look like every other 2017. It's got the typical, worn die appeal at the top. And I go as far as to say that that's caused from the heaviness of the strike of the shield, and it gets weak at the top of the die, almost like a bending effect of the planchet, the blank. So it gets hit hard in the middle, and gets bent, like on a, not bent, but a lesser pressure toward the outside. It's like a physics thing. That's why I think that you get that the states of area at the top gets faint on a lot of coins. On this one, and the memorial sense. It happens quite a bit. And they say, no, it's a worn die. I said, well, it's kind of odd. When you have everything is crisp and nice, and then just that one area. It's like, I'm going to be a little more scientific with it. Thinking that, I think it's the pressure of the stamping causing that. Here's another example. I mean, it's almost every memorial center you'll see up along the states. There's a weakness because the heavy stamp in the middle. And I'm sticking with it. It's the planchet is it's under shock. Maybe the heat. I don't know. But I don't think it's a worn die. That's my point. Oh, no, you can't have an opinion like that. That's not gonna. Like, all right, guy. I'm not paying attention again. Oh, 06. Stupid coin stories. 23. Here's another one. Just same thing with the states, all up there. You always see that faint area up on top, and all the dies don't wear out there in the same spot on every coin, pretty much. So I think it's the pressure of the stamping in the middle that's causing, a change of pressure along the top. And then also, if you look at it on the opposite side, that's where the heavy bust area of Lincoln is by the rim. So that and that would be cause of something like, with that weak area in the lettering. Right? Makes sense to me. It's almost like a die clash, but a reverse die clash, wear down. I mean, I don't think it's a worn die. Oh, you can't have that opinion. Nope. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I fought that battle. 82. Denver, large date. It looks copper. Let's check. Yeah, some of the nastiest people in this hobby. These supposed to be fun. 23. Here's another one. See, it's worn near the top. I mean, I think it's because of the bust of Lincoln, the pressure. That when the planchet takes that pressure or the heat of the excessive pressure, and it correlates to the back like that. It's not because the die is worn. That's my opinion. So you know what? I'm not allowed to have an opinion. Oh well. 82. Large date. And I've heard people actually say, let's see, that's zinc, that, you get early morning, in the mint, when everything's cold, the planchets are cold, and the dies are cold, and the first, 10,000 coins of early morning day at the mint, they actually press out differently than throughout the day. You get a first strike that it's a really hard strike of a coin like this one. This looks like it could be a early part of the day strike of this coin, when everything's not heated up yet. You get a nice clean strike. New die and cold planchets, and boom, you get a nice hard hit, even throughout the whole coin. I could see that being a reality. But you can't say that to these people. Oh, no, that's just, yeah, okay. 01. I'll get back to the hunt. My apologies. 73. But yeah, that could be annoying. You can't have an opinion. 07. And, I think my opinions are pretty scientific. 07. Back to the hunt. Oh, Harry and Harrisburg at it again. Oof, I've seen that. I get skeeved out. Skeeved. My wife says that good. Skeeved. It's not my hair. 22. That's one thing about bankroll hunting. You gotta wash your hands. Again, there's what's on those coins. There's another one with that worn out detail. And I bet you it lines up perfectly with the bust, so yeah. But I can't be right about that. 21. I think the biggest story is if you actually correct somebody. Oh, that pride and that ego. You can't do that. You can't even have something that might contradict something they said. No, you can't do that. It's weird. It's like this mentality. I'm right, pound sand, because I got a book. And they're all 30 years old or something. They're young people. It's without life experience. Definitely how to treat other people. 96. So I avoid those forums. Just avoid them. It's a shame because I can't have no one else. Other people say, yeah, maybe something's going on here. I said, yeah, let's think about it. No, you can't. Can't have that opinion. I see every now and then these really nice, mint luster 60s coins in these lots. I got a lot of 62s. Here's a 64. I don't quite understand how and why that happens, but here's one. You look at the coin, actual. Let's go see one. You look at it. It's got crazy luster on it. I don't think it's just been uncirculated. It doesn't have any kind of tarnish or anything on it. And the strike is so detailed. It's just incredible. It's a real hard strike. Everything's clean, and the luster of it, the toning, everything's really awesome. And I see a lot of 62s come out like that. So I can't quite make it out. What's going on here with that? If you have any idea, let me know. Because it does look like it's worn. It's been through circulation. Right? Is that bag marks? I just don't know. I have no idea. So, I don't know. I said I don't know. Just a high luster worn coin. Well, not worn. It's just, it's circulated. It could be all bag marks. Yeah, Liberty's buried onto the rim, and everything else along the top. I don't know. I just this coin's. I mean, it's worth the 2 3 cents in copper. Um, but these I've seen so many. I just don't know what to do with them. You can't put them on eBay. By the time eBay takes their fees and this and that and the other thing, yeah, you're giving it away. So, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this coin and put it right in my copper pile, like I've done many times with those 62Ds, Denvers. You know that I haven't found many 64s like that, but it's gonna go in there. I know in '64 they had some kind of uh, experimental coin. Maybe that's it. And I just put $1 million coin. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's see. But, I'm looking for irregularities. I'm looking for type errors. So if I'm not 100% tuned into every coin made, like there's odd 87 Denver wide FGs and all, I'm not fully tuned in. I should be. I think I would be able to spot something like that. I got these things embedded in my brain, what they should look like. 2019. You look at it though. Something don't look normal or right. You gotta really look at it. You know. Anyway, I do it 'cause it's fun. Yeah, if I find a 39 wheat or 17 or anything that out of the ordinary. That's why I do it. It's fun. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost 60 years. I'm 65. No. You should never get bored of it. Well, too. And people don't appreciate. I mean, they probably appreciate the coins, but just the whole idea of finding coins. Just I mean, you can go ahead and spend your time coin hunting on doing other things to earn an income and buy coins. You say, I could just buy it. That's no fun. Buying odd variety coins. Yeah, I buy them myself. I just it's about the hunt. It's fun. It is. It's I don't know. Sometimes it gets a little old, but you find something nice, it makes it all worth it. Whatever. I think it's the fact that the randomness of coin oddities. How it happened to get its way to you, and you put it under a microscope. Like it's the chances. What's the chance of that? That to me, that's like part of the allurement of coin hunting. Like, wow, what's the chance of that happening? 7. What's going on here? What that is. We go into copper. 3 Denver. Alright, getting down to it. Yeah, finish this, I'll be going off to do something else. Hey. And this is actually hard work. It could be. Yeah, your eyes get strained. Your elbow gets sore from sitting in one position. Mm. Alright. Come on, getting down to the wire here. 96. That was up center. Look at that. Sometimes you just look too hard at stuff. That's kind of cool looking, it's off center like that, but there's really no value to it. And the value, the value is that it looks cool. It looks different. You see a coin hanging halfway off the planchette. Well, I'm going to put it in the copper pile, just because. It's just the width of that collar, or lack of a collar. Put it that way. Let's put it in there. 81. Didn't look like the last 50 that I've seen of that vintage. That's why I did that. 96. Well, 500 for that matter. Alright, and one more. 21. So sometimes it looks like Lincoln's laughing, smiling. Alright. Well, this hunt, excuse me, that pollen out there, it produced a 39. That's it. It has like a speckling on it. This may have been a grease coin at some point. Of course, that, there's speckling on it. It does have wear. If you look at the wheats, it's not worn where typically wheats are worn heavy. So this could have been a grease coin, struck through grease, and just has natural aging on it. I would think that that's a strong possibility. With the damage, with the PMD on it, yeah, you can't really put it in that category of a worthy coin. It is. It's a 39. And if it didn't have that PMD, the damage up on that rim and on the bottom, it'd be a nice coin. I'll tell you, it also has the damage on the back, the reverse. If you just left it in that patina, it does have eye appeal. And the fact that there's a good chance it was a grease struck through grease coin. Can't say for sure. Somebody could have sandblasted it. But looking at the variegated details of the bust, that would lead me to think it was a struck through grease. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But anyway, that was that roll, 2 rolls, and it's still fun. I'm gonna stop recording, and again, if you like my videos, hit the thumbs up, the likes, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you on the next hunt. And thanks for spending time with me with this. This is a lot of fun. And if you do coin hunting, good luck with it. I hope you find something nice. Take care.